Okay, take 100. Oh my goodness. Right, I've had my window's open. I'm so unbelievably hot. I'm wearing a jumper. I really should change, but it is unbelievably humid at the minute. We're having some really humid weather today, which I didn't expect at all. The weathermen always seem to get it wrong. They said we're going to have a really miserable August, but it is cloudy, but it's still quite a nice day. It's just really muggy and warm and hot. But I'm not going to complain because I love summer, I really do. But I was kind of dreading autumn, and it did used to be my favourite season. But I think it's the cold that I'm dreading. But I am prepared for it. I'm ready. Okay, so I haven't posted a video for a while, but there is a good reason for that. I have had, I really should put the camera on my face so you're not just staring at my journal while I talk, so I'll try and keep this short. Basically, I've had a really tough couple of weeks. Tough, bad, but it's kind of brought a lot of good out of it, so that's okay. But basically what I did was there were a couple of things, and I don't know how it all came about, but I had to do something that was really challenging, and I basically faced my biggest fear, and I woke up. I can't really go into it because it's personal, but I woke up after it all happened, and it's really strange how you do something and then you can wake up the next day and feel like a totally different person, like everything, like your whole world has just changed, and for good as well. You feel stronger, you feel different, you feel like it's a different world, you feel refreshed, like you've literally pressed the reset button on your life. That's exactly how it feels for me. It really feels like I just pressed reset. Unfortunately, because of what I had to face, it's obviously it has caused upset. But then if you're doing some people, but if you need to talk about something and you need to open up your heart and do that in love, then people really can't be mad at you. And it's given me that chance to heal, so I can heal now, and I can move on. So that's basically where I'm at. Yeah, I won't go on much longer with that. But anyway, so carrying on, I am still in. Oh, I just love this Zini Dory. I really love it. I have been doing journaling, but this is the journal that I write in the mornings, and it's deeply, deeply personal. But what I wanted to do is transfer. This is like a spiritual journal. It's like words that I get in the morning. Like I have this time of meditation, and I will sit there and I will just focus on whatever is relevant to me in the morning. And it could be an affirmation, it could be a word, it just could be just opening myself up for some truth or something. And it's like a little sort of prayer time, and I can just get all these words, download all these words and write them in here. And there was a meditation, and I wrote what I got in the back there. There was a meditation on this like course that I was doing, and you kind of think that when they ask you to do a meditation, you think, oh, well, it's not really gonna, you don't think much is gonna come out of it. Well, that's how I feel sometimes. I shouldn't, because like, I always get stuff. But I sort of like meditated on this thing, and it's about going back to your childhood. Like, because I'm at this time, because of what I've had to face, I'm reclaiming my childhood. And there was a lot of truth in that I had as a child, which was sort of taken from me, because a lot of people turn around and say, oh, grow up and you need thick skin and stuff like that. And it's just, you're robbed of your imagination. You're robbed of things that you need in your life. So I'm reclaiming it. So I did this meditation, and I got the most amazing word, and I'm going to write it up. But what I wanted to do is get a new journal, because this one, I haven't covered it yet, but this is the one where I have I need to transfer some I have the stuff written up for this page, but I just need to transfer it into here and into this page as well. And I just love how they turned out. So the journaling, what I want to do is rather than just go scribble it down into here, preferably I'd like to write it in here, but it does mean prepping the pages first. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter. I could just write straight away in here. This is kept by my bed, so I can just make notes in there and then transfer them into here. But that's like a spiritual journal. So this really isn't for good for everyday journaling. I wanted something bigger, like A5, and I really love the Tamara River paper, but it's so hard to get over here. So I was like keeping my options open. So I love how the Midori paper holds up to watercolour. Which one is it? That's not the one, is it? No, I don't know if I've got one here. No, I haven't. I've got one upstairs, I think. So I love how the Midori, yeah, I don't know where it is. Yeah, paper stands up to watercolour. So I thought, well, that would be good if I could get A5. And then I came across this, and it's because like I don't want to be jumping on the bandwagon that everybody uses, like the Tamara River paper. I do want to be sort of like stand out just a little bit, so to prove I'm not like copying other people, because I find that I get an idea and then somebody else has already run with it, and then I get really worried that people might think I'm copying. Honestly, I'm not. So I thought, well, I'll get this and see how it will. Well, it's got to hold up quite well, because if the Midori, because it is a Midori brand, the paper's the same as in the Traveller's Notebook ones, except this is just A5. So I'm really excited. It's actually, I'll take this off. It's got like a rice paper covering, which you can take off. It's not rice paper, it's like parchment paper. I can't remember what it's called. So some kind of paper anyway, it feels like rice paper. And the spine is exposed here, but it's very well put together. I did research it a little bit, and and it is good binding. So what I have ordered, which I'm really excited about, is a new faux dory. It's leather, but it's custom made, and it's from Stitch and Weave, and it's specially for my journaling. It's A5 in size, so I can't wait to show it to you when I receive it. And it will. I wanted to show you this basically before I add to it, because it's going to look totally different. It's going to have all my journaling in here. This is going to be like everyday journaling, so I can stick, because it's not Tamara River paper. The paper's stronger to hold up to tip-ins, so that's another reason why I opted for this as well. So I'll be interested to see how it will hold up to like not just watercolours but everything else. So I'm just going to see how we get on with that. There is another journal that I'm ordering that I'm really intrigued by. It's like Tamara River paper, but it isn't Tamara River paper. So I'll show you more about that once I've received or ordered and received the journal, because I want to experiment with that and see what that's like. So that's that. And then, okay, so I have put off practicing portraits, you know, painting faces. Because so many people are doing it, and I just thought, well, it wasn't really my thing, purely because I don't know, because I like to paint loose and free and abstract, but I was really drawn, as you've probably seen. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen I have been practicing the Mindy Lacefield faces for quite a while now, and I just love that, because I love her like whimsical faces, because they're childlike, and there's this magical quality about them which I was really drawn to, which is why I wanted to practice her faces. I've been practicing them. There's one there, and this is just in pencil. And then there was another artist called Suzanne. I can't remember her surname. I'll have to link below. And I took one of her classes, and I drew, again, whimsical faces, but the older sort of face. And I started to sketch it out on here, and she just grew into this. And this is my first ever sketch and painting of a more adult face, but keeping that whimsical element in it. And I love it. And it's just literally in a sketchbook. I was so pleased with it. So I got really excited, because I love abstract, I love that loose and free way of painting, but I didn't know how I would, like the eyes, I thought I'd struggle with the eyes, but I actually enjoyed the actual process, which means that I can practice more and I know that I'll enjoy it. So yeah, I was really, really happy about that. So I did, because I want to stick with the whimsical, childlike, sort of going back to my childhood, because I was really into fairies, really, because where I lived, it felt like to me as a child a magical place, environment, and I was really into sort of like all of that growing up. So I decided to paint a rainbow fairy, and this is taken from Suzanne's class. I don't even know if I'm saying her name right. I'm going to have to link to her class below. And she blossomed. What I did was I practiced on this size because I really want to include these portraits in my journals as well. So I wanted to see if I could scale it down and see how I'd get on with painting the eyes in this size. So yeah, and I just really love how it turned out. And I actually got the meditation with this course, because it's called a Heart Whispers course, and it's about sort of like letting go and being inspired in your quiet time and then going to paint. And the word that I got is linked with this fairy, or with this painting afterwards. So yeah, I'm going to put the two together and I will share that online. And it's a wonderful, freeing word, and it just flowed. I was so happy with it, and it was really liberating. And so this is a really special picture to me, and I'm going to journal the words in my new journal. So there is that. I think that is everything. I'm going to do some journal pages. I need to journal in here, so I'm going to do a journal with me. I need to do my planner pages, so I have to do some more of those so I can do a video on that. But I need to make a start on this. But you know, when you have a blank journal, it's so like making the first mark on it is so daunting, so I'm just going to have to go with it. So there is that. So the first one I think I will do is I think I might do this one. Anyway, you'll see just after this which one I upload. So yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, thank you for watching my videos and subscribing. And I hope to get quite a few more videos out now, because all this change and new stuff, I just feel like there's all this stuff that's just flowing into my life right now, and I need to pour it out. And I do want to share this word with you as well, but I'm going to write it up and I'm going to journal it, and maybe that's what I will do next. So sorry for rambling on. Thank you for watching, and yeah, I hope you enjoy this journal process. Okay, so my camera cut out right near the end. I just added a border, simple doodle border. I put another green in here to add sort of depth and more interest, and some washi strips. Then I stamped on this week and the days of the week, and then round those I just sort of did a doodle little box thing. So yeah, it's honestly, just sit down, it's really, really easy. Let me zoom in, yeah. Okay, so doodles are really forgiving when you're learning how to do them. I haven't really been doing them for, well, I've been doing it on and off for a couple of years now, but I haven't been doing it consistently. And then I just started to do them again with the watercolour, and I'm really, really enjoying the process. I love doodles in my planner, so I think I'm going to keep this up for a while and practice different styles. And I love how, like with the boxes here, I can practice different styles, like quite a few on one page, so that's really good. Yes, I really loved this process, and it's so easy, so simple. It's honestly, again, it's forgiving because you can make mistakes because it is just doodles, you know. Oh, speaking of mistakes, while I was doing this one here, my daughters were arguing and they really, really put me off, but it was a happy mistake because, or happy accident, because I actually really like this. So it was supposed to alternate like the one at the top here, but yeah, they were just arguing and I was like, oh, stop arguing. And then I just completely, because I wasn't concentrating, because like when you're doing doodles, it's really relaxing. It's just a relaxing thing, you know, you can really get into it. And it's, if you've got people shouting and stuff like that in the background, it can just completely throw you. So it is something that you can do on your own as like a meditative practice, because they're just sort of repetitive patterns, and you can let go of things, and you can just let your, you can just go with the flow and let your mind play and just go with it, you know. So yeah, really, really happy with this one. And I'm really, again, impressed with how this is actually Midori. This paper takes watercolour really well. The only thing that you do get bleed through with is if you press too hard with your stamps. I use, I've got, so using a stamp, I use this acrylic block with whatever stamp I'm using, and this Ranger ink, and it does, if you press down or put too much on, it does come through on the other side. Not too massive, like it's not that bad, because I can just, it doesn't bother me. If it bothers you, then obviously don't use that ink in this, on this paper, but it doesn't bother me at all because I can cover it up. So yeah, it's not even a problem. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed that process. Sorry about the beginning, I forgot to press start, but literally I was just plopping watercolour on this page, and the best thing to do is I actually let this dry. Oh no, I let it dry naturally, like on its own first, and then I did speed up the process near the end. But I think it always, as you're putting watercolour on, you do worry a bit, because this paper, because it's not watercolour paper, it kind of sits on the paper, and then you think, oh my goodness, it's not mixing like it does on watercolour paper. That's fine, because once it's dry, you get a lovely, really lovely effect. And I just love all the different tones in there, like the deep pink here, so, you know, contrasted with like the lighter pink. So yeah, it comes that once it's dry, it's just brilliant, because you get different effects, so it's different all the time. It's like it's got a life of its own, and I just love it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, if you have any questions, just ask below. Yeah, till next time, thanks for watching, bye.